Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Uh, I can't even tell you. Like, we have been so anxious for this live. You have no idea. So today we have on the Fangirl Live, we have authors C.N. Crawford and Ivy Asher. Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to bring them on. They're in the studio right now. We also have Hollie Bussler from Hollie's Books and Booze. She is an influencer. She's a big part of the Fangirl team. And it's just like, you guys, I just can't wait. I'm so excited. So without further ado, let me bring on the tribe. Holly, are you so excited? Oh, I got you
Hi, I'm
unawares.
here.
Okay, all right.
I'm
Here
here,
they
pulling up all the chats, making sure everything is live.
I know it's so exciting. And you're gonna check to make sure we're on Facebook. Everything's going, hopefully.
Yes,
Are we live on Facebook?
I
Do we
see us
know?
live on Facebook and I see us live on
Yes.
Instagram.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here comes Christine. Hi.
Hi.
And we got Ivy. One second. Do, 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 do. Hi.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm so excited. Oh, Holly's sideways. Holly,
I
you are
know, it
sideways,
doesn't
girl.
like me today. Goodness gracious.
It's done it to
Stay.
me several times
Stay.
tonight too. It's just crazy. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, first off, Ivy, you are in like outside United States. It's like 6:30 in the morning your time right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, it's crazy.
Because it's like nine
I'm
o'clock for us.
yeah,
Sorry.
I'm outside even because like the inside of our house, everything echoes because we don't have any furniture. So I was like, shit, where am I gonna do this? Like, where it's not like just this constant like echo. So we're outside. Hopefully it stays chill.
It looks beautiful. Very green.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Yeah, very green. I love it.
Is it like hot or
Yeah,
uh,
so Bangalore, it doesn't get crazy, crazy hot. It's definitely more humid here than where it is in Colorado. So everything sort of feels hotter, but it's been raining a lot. I think we might be like either starting or in the middle of their monsoon season, which it like rains like hardcore pretty much every day. So it stays pretty cool. So like no complaints whatsoever. And there's like a nice little breeze. And I feel like when I walk out somewhere and the humidity hits me, my body's like, stop it. No. But then we adjust, and we're good. So it's been
yeah,
good.
yeah. I'm in Florida. It's really humid here. So
Oh, so
I just like,
it's probably hotter there than it is here, like real talk.
oh really? Yeah, it's
So
been
yeah,
brutal.
yeah, yeah,
I saw
yeah.
someone post today about like the leaves are already changing. Christine, are
Oh
they
my
changing where
gosh.
you are? Like,
A little bit, but I think it's also because we've had a slight drought. So I don't know what's changing
Uh,
leaves and what's just dying trees.
wow.
got
But it's a
it.
lot colder
Beautiful.
because you're more north.
Just a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah,
death.
it's not it's I mean the temperature is amazing. It's like high 70s, early or like
Mm,
low 80s. So
mhm.
um but yeah, it's looking a little dry here.
All right. And Holly, you are in Louisville. Don't you say Louisville, right? Louisville.
Louisville. It's like
Louisville,
you have
Louisville.
marbles
Louisville.
in your mouth. Yeah, Louisville. They're very particular. Yeah, but I mean, I think Louisville is more often than not, but Louisville. And it is.
Louisville. Louisville.
It cooled off today. It was so exciting. This
Nice.
morning, at like 5:30, it was like 75 with 92% humidity.
Ooh,
Um,
yeah.
that was like a cool down because it's been uh in like the afternoons, it's been around 95 or so with about 80% humidity. So we are very much living in Florida right now, and I don't like it. Uh,
Well, I just can't believe like all the not to keep talking about the weather or anything, but like all the Halloween is coming out. Like it's already out in
Yeah,
stores, and it's like so like hot here. It's crazy to me. Like
right.
that's what they do, right?
You're like,
Anyways,
cut it out, man.
all right, all right,
I'm
okay. Well,
listen, August 1st, it is spooky season. Sit.
Right.
it's so much fun though. All right, well, you guys, I like seriously, I'm so excited about you guys being on. Like the two of you are like, oh, mega author stars in our
Stop, you
world.
guys. I was like,
Yes.
you want to what?
Yes. It's just like, oh my gosh. And I saw your video the other day, Ivy did, where you were like saying, and I'm
Oh,
going,
yeah.
Oh, it was so. Did you see the little video cut I made of your video? Like I made a little short version
No,
of it. Yeah.
no, because I feel so horrible. I feel like I'm on social media for like 3 seconds, maybe once a week right now. And I've
Yeah.
been for the past probably like 3 or 4 days trying to comb through because the way that I just like shut down and just stopped everything. So now I'm trying to like catch back up on my mountain of like DMs and emails. I think I'm like halfway through my DMs and then emails. I feel like I will never recover from the amount of stuff
It's
that's
so
built up.
hard.
So yeah, I haven't had a chance to spend a ton of time online, but I need to like check in and figure it out. So I'm sorry if I haven't seen it.
No,
I'm
no,
so
it's okay.
sorry.
I just you did a live in your group, kind of giving an update,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there was
yeah.
like a portion of it that you were like, in my 2026 signings, I'm definitely going to FanGrrl. I'm really
Oh, yeah,
excited. And I was like,
yeah,
oh, she said FanGrrl. And so like I made a big joke about it. I did this post and
Oh,
I
I
was
love
like,
it.
it was, yeah, I was like, not me, immediately screen recording her, download it to
Oh, you're so
iMovie,
cute.
cutting it, putting it together, and posting it everywhere. No, I didn't do that.
Oh, I love it. I'll have to go find it.
I was just so excited. Anyways, so
Yes, I'm so excited.
yeah, so that's okay. So we're doing this live because we want to talk about you and your books because you're amazing authors, but also because you're signing with us in 2026.
Yay.
Like seriously, when I got both of your emails saying that you were coming, I'm not gonna lie, I did a yip. I was like, I did a little like that,
So
like
stoked.
I
Yes.
was just like, oh my gosh, just dream come
Are
true.
you
Seriously.
surviving the planning process? Because I can't even imagine trying to like put on an event and wrangle like all of the craziness. Like, are you good?
Yeah, so luckily yes, but it is, I never expected it to be, I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be a
Right.
lot of work. I never expected all the
I've
moving
heard
parts.
it's crazy. Yeah. And
It
I feel
is a
like
lot.
once, even when you think you've got like your ducks in a row, then a crazy, cancellations and all
Yes.
sorts of crazy shit. So,
Yes. Or these days other things hit the news and then you're pivoting and you're like,
yeah,
trying to address,
you're like,
how many
oh
meetings
crap.
did we have
Yeah.
this week after last weekend? Not to go into all that, Holly, but we had all these
Right.
meetings and it's just like, oh my
Oh,
goodness.
right.
Just it's
Like,
like
can we
you
not?
get you're doing everything right and then something and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
but it's a big steep learning curve, but we're loving it.
Yeah.
And we have an amazing team. I mean, Holly, she's a big part of the team.
So
I was saying to you
good.
guys earlier before we went live, she designs our newsletter, she designs the graphics for the
Killing it.
signing. She's the head influencer and
Wait
she's
till you
head
see
marketing.
2027. They're even better.
Are you? Oh, so
Honestly,
exciting.
the 2027 is really cool.
Oh my gosh, so
But
So
excited.
good.
it's so cool. But anyway, so we're not here to talk about 2027. But anyway,
But
so
are we?
I know it's like let's just jump back in, I'm joking. But yeah, so it's been exciting. And I think for us, like we've been just really excited because the lineup is insane. You guys are huge
Yeah.
powerhouses in the indie
Yeah.
world. I know, but you are.
No,
And
the
then
way that I'll fangirl too, I'll be like, oh my God, she's coming. Like it's the same thing, like so exciting.
it is exciting, and then
It
just to
is.
have this amazing, like we've had several authors that couldn't do it earlier on, and then
Yeah.
as the momentum is coming, they've reached back out and been like, actually, it's like what a compliment,
Yeah.
like it's just
Yes.
like
You're like,
I
do it
think it's
again.
going to
amazing.
be I
Yeah.
think it's going to be cool that it's so fantasy heavy too. Like some of the signings I've been
Yes.
to. So I went to a Polycon and that one was really fun because it was a really heavy fantasy crowd. Some of the other signings I've been to, they were also fun in their own way because they were lower pressure and I didn't have as many readers there because they were there for all these like dark romance authors and things like that.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I think it will be fun to be in a crowd where so many people are into fantasy.
Yes. Yeah. And
I feel
there's a
like it's
lot
a
of go ahead. Sorry,
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry, you go ahead.
No,
No,
no, no,
I
it's
was just
fine.
gonna
No,
say,
no.
I feel like it's just like, oh, my people. Like
Yeah.
readers in general, it's so great. But when you have like a massed group who read the same things that like you love and you're passionate about, you're like, oh, my people. Like it's just a
Yeah.
different level of excitement.
I think
Yeah.
also the fantasy readers, in my experience, are very well behaved. Like I was watching all the drama with the other signings, and I'm like, okay, every
Yeah.
signing I've been to, everyone's been super nice and polite and like
Yeah,
respectful. And
Right.
I think that's sort of the fantasy crowd a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to get canceled for talking shit about
right.
other
You
genres.
say
I'm
that
just
now.
saying.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
you gotta be so careful, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Everything's
no, I
fine.
mean,
Everything's fine.
yes,
Yeah.
it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, no, good group of people, and for us, we're doing our theme is Hollywood glam. And I don't know, I don't know if you ever
Oh,
heard of a signing doing Hollywood glam before. I
No,
don't
I
know,
love that
maybe,
I don't
maybe
idea.
think
not.
so. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
so.
We just
That'll
kind
be
of thought like,
fun.
yeah, since we're like all about fangirling over authors, we thought that's
Mm.
kind of perfect, And so, like, there's this whole red card. We're gonna talk about your books in just 2 seconds. I'll just say this one more thing. There's this whole. I feel so bad. I
Who
was like,
cares?
Veronica, we were talking about
Tell me all the
you.
things. Spill the
Yeah.
tea,
So,
girl.
on Friday night we have a big celebrity panel, and leading up to it, there's going to be a red carpet with like influencers doing videos and pictures,
Oh, that's
and
cool. That's very
yeah,
cool.
and then on the ball is a Hollywood glam themed ball, and so we're thinking of some really
Oh,
cool things to do decoration wise and entertainment wise for that whole
fun.
vibe.
Yeah.
Look at you with your little mic.
Not everybody having like itty bitty microphones like on the red carpet, like walking up to people like, tell
Oh,
me
that's
about
so
your book
cute.
here. Like,
I was just
Yeah.
trying to think of like what Hollywood star should I dress as, and for some reason the first person
Ooh.
who came to mind was Pauly Shore.
Don't
That
wheeze
would
the
be
juice, CN.
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah.
hysterical. Oh my
That would be
that would
gosh.
be
I
a
so
know.
good
funny.
time though.
I would totally go as Brendan Fraser.
Perfect.
We could do Encino Man
Yes.
loincloth. I mean,
Oh
not
my
you.
Exactly.
gosh.
Everyone
Yeah.
wants
Encino
to see
Man.
that,
For the Gen
Oh
X
my gosh.
crowd.
right?
That's
All these
hysterical.
youngins going, what? What is that? Well, you don't know.
Pauly Shore.
Kind of, I know what it is. I think we're all kind of dating
Yeah,
ourselves here.
Right.
totally. How about
I was
that
But
like, I know
yeah.
who
demon
Pauly
hunters?
Shore is, and I know Brendan Fraser from The Mummy, so I'm like,
Get
I'm living in
it?
the
Brandon
middle here.
Fraser. I know he's great. He's great. Yeah. So we're gonna actually have an award ceremony during the ball too, which is something different. Yeah, we're gonna throw
Cool.
it
Oh,
in
fun.
there, but also have the rest of the ball. But it'll be like awards for both attendees and authors.
Oh,
So to kind of go with that whole theme of like the Academy Awards and all that
Oh,
stuff.
fun. That's
So
awesome.
that's
yeah,
awesome.
it should be
That'll be
really
fun.
good.
I'm gonna be
So
competitive about that. I'm gonna be a little bit like who was the person who broke Nancy Kerrigan's kneecap?
oh no,
Tanya
it's
Harding.
So I'm gonna be a
Tanya
little Tanya
Harding.
Harding about it. I'm gonna take out the competition so I win.
You just
Oh my
bring your
gosh.
biggest hardback, just as
Yeah,
clutched at all
gonna make
times.
sure it happens.
Just representing.
Love the competitive spirit. We're here for that.
I love it. It's great. Yeah, we'll probably have to, Holly will probably have to drop the categories ahead of time in all reality so people can know like what the different awards are.
What to
Oh
do,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe,
You know.
maybe in the bags.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe. So we've been doing we had a 4-hour meeting this morning on a la carte sponsorships going out on Monday.
Oh
like
man.
like literally we were talking we were finalizing everything and just like
Trying to figure out what to
just
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
just making sure we're like, comparable to other events and, looking at the cost of everything because you got to cover the, all that stuff. Yeah. Not to
Yep.
bore you on that, but
Oh
it's been,
no.
I've
Doesn't
realized I
bore
talk a
me.
lot with my hands. I need to I'm
Same.
just so excited. I'm
And I
I'm
so
touch my face
Italian.
a lot, so I'm just like,
I know.
like
Yeah,
Lisa.
I literally told Rebecca, I was like, I'm gonna try to like not fangirl and like keep my shit together. I promise.
No.
I promise.
I know. I texted her and I was like, so the live was C.N and Ivy Saturday at 9, or can you make it? And she's like, are you freaking kidding me? Yes. Soccer game put on the back burner
Right.
that she was gonna do. you
Love it.
So yeah. Anyways.
Fine.
Well,
Soccer games are not
Funny.
not important compared to like what
heck
here. I
no.
know.
Children, husbands, who cares? Like,
It's fine.
My husband coaches soccer, so it's no, this is
right.
anyways. All right, let's talk about what you guys write. Like, so both of you are in the fantasy, paranormal, UF kind of world, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So who wants to go first? Tell us a little bit
Not
about you.
me. Hear it.
I can go first. This is my second one of these today, so I'm like prepared for
You
it
got
too.
it. Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah.
So I write what I would call, usually it's portal fantasy. So the characters start in the regular world, like they might be working at a supermarket or something, and then they get invited into the fantasy world, which is often like a fairy kingdom. It's not always that, but it's often portal fantasy. And I like doing that because I like the characters to be somebody that I can relate to, who's like from the regular world and kind
I
of
love that.
deals with some of the problems that we have in real life.
That's awesome.
You have
I love that.
50 audiobooks?
What's that?
You have 50 audiobooks? I'm assuming
Get
some in
it.
different languages and stuff too.
Oh, I see.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
sometimes people are like, how many books have you written? I'm like, I think it's 40 something, but I've not actually haven't
Yeah.
counted. I feel like I should know.
That's amazing. Get it.
Insane. That's
That's
insane.
so
I used to
cool.
write a lot faster.
Wild.
The funny part is like I wrote super fast. And so Nick and I used to, he was a biologist and he worked at UPenn and I was a psychologist and we both had jobs and we had a kid and somehow I wrote really fast back then. Like I would just, it would be
Yeah.
like nighttime and I'd be like hammer work. I was so focused
Same.
and now I'm like,
Mhm.
I know this is my full-time job and I'm somehow way slower because I'll sit down and just
Same.
kind of be like
Really?
waiting for the vibes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's harder
Yeah.
to focus now.
Yeah. I think too, like the more you do it, the more you hone your craft, the more
Mhm.
you kind of like, I don't know, I just think the process is different and it gets like a lot more involved. So, or at least that's what I tell myself for being the slowest snail, sloth-like creature these days. So yeah.
Yeah. It is kind of funny. It used to seem really simple. Like I'm like I used to
Yeah.
sit down and feel like I know how to write a scene. And now I often
Mhm.
sit down and I just feel like confused. Like I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
And it probably is because it's getting more complex. Like the characters
Well,
are
when
getting
you
more
think
complex.
about it, the more stories and books that you write, and I know every single time we dive into a new series or new story or new characters, you're trying to make it feel so different and so unique and let it
Hmm.
stand on its own feet and not have it be compared to all of the things you've done before. And that's so crazy hard. That's
Hmm.
so hard. So I feel like it's naturally going to take more time to sometimes find a unique voice in a story when you've written 40 plus books before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. It makes
So,
sense.
yeah.
I think
Or
it's
like you,
also like I don't know if this is accurate or not, but talking to some of the other writers that I know, that something about like we didn't used to be on social media very much. There was no like TikTok when I started. There was
Mhm.
no Instagram. So that in itself is a distraction, but there's also just the fact that we now hear all of these readers' opinions and like you're as I'm writing, I'm like, is somebody because we never thought about this before, but like, is somebody gonna call this cringe?
mm,
Like, you know what I mean? You
mhm.
have this voice in your
Yeah.
head that's like, what if people on TikTok hate it or something? I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
there's
It's
something else that's a
yeah.
little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Social media has definitely changed things, I think,
Yeah.
in some ways. Yeah. Wow. That's but still
That
that's
was
so many books. I keep going back to the number of
It's
books that like it
crazy.
just
yeah.
I know.
Crazy.
Well, I don't think Ivy's not over here with anything small either. It's
No,
25,
yeah.
26.
Yeah. It's a lot.
That's a great question. I think I'm at, yeah, I think I'm close. No, I think I'm like 22, 23. I tried to just quickly in my head figure out. Yeah, I think I'm somewhere in 22, 23. Could be 24,
Wow.
somewhere in there. Yeah. Which feels
Wow.
like a crazy number too. But it was the same for me in the very beginning. I feel like the first like 3-ish years, I just churned them out so quickly.
Mhm.
And now I'm just like, gosh, I'm just so slow. And there's a lot more, there's so many different sides of this like business that I had never anticipated or thought about. I just thought, you write the book and then you go off and live happily ever after. Like, but that is just, there's so many different facets and so many different things you need to learn about the business side of things. And then there's the creative side of things. And then meshing those sometimes is incredibly complicated and
Mhm.
very changing and ebbing and flowing all the time. So yeah, it's definitely, there's a massive learning curve. And just like with planning a signing, just when you think you kind of got it figured out, the universe is like, haha, bitch, you're wrong.
I know. It's
Here's
like,
a new
oh,
platform
you're
that
just
you need
like,
to join and blow up on or something crazy. Yeah.
I know.
So
I know.
yeah, you can never kind of keep up with it all. But it's the best problem to have, but it can be very
Yes.
crazy. Yeah.
When did you start publishing, Ivy?
I think I published my first book like in 2018. So we're
Oh,
going
wow.
on 7-ish years. Yeah. So how about you, C.N.? You've been doing it for a minute.
Yeah, it was like the end of 2014, I think, or beginning of
Yeah.
2015 is when, so it's 10 years now.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like a
Yeah.
seasoned pro, or do you feel like you're constantly asking for myself?
Oh, writing wise, I will never feel like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's like painting. I used to paint as well.
Oh,
And like yeah, I'll never be like, that is perfect. I've mastered the craft.
Yeah.
Like it's never going to be like
Fair.
that. So, and that's what I like about it too. Like when I was a psychologist, a lot of my job was writing psychological reports, and it's not like people are simple, but there's a formula to the reports that,
Mm.
um, you learn it and then you've kind of got it. And whereas like writing a novel, I feel like you're never going to master it because it's an art form, so you can't ever perfect it. And
right.
that's what makes it hard, but also what keeps it interesting. But yeah, I just bought new craft books. Like I'm always, and I feel like that's kind of missing from a lot of the online conversation with authors. Like there's so much conversation about marketing and advertising and like
Yes.
how to make money. And there's not that much conversation about craft, especially amongst like experienced writers. So I feel like that, yeah, there must be communities somewhere where people talk about it. But I just bought these new, books. I wanted to go. So yesterday I had this like brilliant idea. I was like it kind of connecting it to my psychology background. I was like, what if I connected Carl Jung, because he writes about archetypes, Carl Jung to like story structure, because and thinking about his archetypes, and I incorporated that into my story. And I thought I like came up with this idea, and then I looked it up, and I guess that's been a thing for like 100 years. And
Here for
but
it.
one of the main outlines that we all kind of use or reference is called The Hero's Journey, and that one is based on Carl Jung, which I never realized. I know I'm familiar
Oh,
with the outline, but I
funny.
didn't know it was based on Jung. And then there's these updated outlines that are based on the same concept. Like the people who wrote The Lion King and a lot of the Disney movies were using these story structures that were like ultimately influenced by Jung.
Oh,
And I was
interesting.
like, oh, this is really interesting. So I just bought all these books, and I'm kind of excited to dive into those. And yeah, so no, I don't feel like I know what I'm doing. But
Okay,
that's the
good.
fun part.
I think that's probably a good thing though, right? Because it keeps you on
Yeah,
your toes
Yeah.
right,
instead of getting too
exactly.
Yeah.
like set in. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, so what would each of you say is kind of like your most well-known series, would you say?
Oh
Or
man,
can you
that's
not?
a
Are they like your babies? You can't really kind of,
well, it's hard to say because, some books that have been out longer and obviously have like, more
yeah.
a longer span of time. So at this point it's probably like it would probably still be like the Sentinel series, just because
Yeah,
it was
good
like,
choice.
and it was crazy right out the gate. So that one's still just consistently been insane. The I've done more in that world, and I feel like the more you do in a world, the less it doesn't do as well, like when you keep going sometimes.
Oh, really?
But and then yeah, I've just found like the more, I didn't think that initially. I was like, oh, we'll write
Go
forever
on.
in Sentinel. I'm
Yeah,
obsessed.
just
Yeah.
spin
But
off.
then
Yeah.
yeah, you start to realize that like there, is that it's not the same, like it doesn't hit the same. And
Okay. Yeah.
and then my most recent one is, been killing it. But I've been really lucky. I feel like
Here,
everything does good. So
I'm
yeah.
Yeah,
obsessed
I've
with
been seeing that
your
book.
most recent
Yeah.
one. It's so good.
Yeah,
I
I'm
went
so
crazy
excited.
over it. I can't. Yeah, it's so good.
I'm seeing that
Yeah.
everywhere. That's and like with really
Oh, thank
positive
you.
reviews.
Yeah,
So
I just
good.
feel like, yeah, it's been like all like good feedback, and there's a bunch of stuff like happening behind the scenes that I'm super stoked about.
I
So
I heard you
yeah,
say
it's
something
just
about it, but
like,
we can't ask yet. You can't. It's
yeah.
all okay.
Yeah, I can't like, I'm hoping we can announce stuff soon. It's not like crazy crazy, but it's crazy for me. So like I'm, yeah, just excited to but yeah, it's that one's been so much fun, and I feel like I was kind of writing, with the exception of my co-write with my bestie Anne. was writing a lot in worlds that had already been established. So when I started Spark the Flames, it was like my first like new world solo project, and those are always so much fun, like when you're,
So much.
fleshing stuff out and trying to figure out how things are going to go. So yeah, it's just been awesome. I'm just obsessed with it and excited for the series. And yeah, so yeah,
What?
probably Sentinel in that one.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. So Spark the Flames. What genre would you say that is technically? Where would you
So
say it
this one
falls?
was a hard one for me because I feel like it leans more urban
I think
fantasy,
it's
but it also has like
Yes,
some futuristic elements, and it
it's
also
kind of
has kind of
modern
like,
sci-fi,
yeah, so
but
I feel
yeah,
like it kind of skirts this like this urban fantasy kind of sci-fi, a little bit of like high fantasy in the world. But so yeah, that one was a hard one for me to like box in because I'm like, shit, where does it sit? It's kind of a little mix of a lot of different things. So
Where
yeah.
does it where does it take place? Is it like a existing city?
So yeah, it's technically like America, but it's America after like this war with the Fae, and
Ooh.
they're
love it.
recovering. And so it's a futuristic setting. It has like tech, and it's a futuristic world. But it's still very, very like fantasy, shifters. The humans needed like the soups of the world to basically save them from the shit they got into with the Fae. And so everyone's out. There's a lot of different, elements. So yeah, it was a really fun world to just like create and dive into. And yeah.
I'm hoping that urban fantasy makes a comeback because for a
Me
while it was
too.
like I started as an urban fantasy writer and Shannon Mayer, K.F.
Uh,
Breene, Lindsay Hall, these were all the people I was like writing with and
yes.
collaborating with. But then it was like all of a sudden it was like no one knew what urban fantasy. This is what I was talking about when I said
Yeah.
like, oh, like social media has changed things because you see stuff on social media and people are like, well, it's a fantasy book, but they mentioned cell phones. Like they haven't. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
because they're from Manhattan or whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what urban
yeah.
fantasy is. Like it's kind of
That's
a
what urban
Yeah.
new.
fantasy. Urban.
Yes,
It's
because I
like
think
Yeah.
there's a generational gap because we all
Yeah.
grew up with Buffy and things like that and
Hmm.
Mortal Instruments like those are and I think younger people haven't read urban fantasy and they haven't seen any of the shows that we used to watch so they don't like it's confusing to them if there's fantasy with modern
yes,
elements but
Yeah.
right.
I think I'm hoping that either it might change or there's just still a big audience of older readers. Like the Alana Andrews just released a book that's it might be a little bit lit RPG. I'm not sure. I haven't read it yet. But it's not high fantasy. And it was like #1 in the store, which is fantastic. I was excited for that. 'Cause I'm like, we
Yeah.
don't have to do some kind of medieval worlds for it to sell.
Yeah.
Love Elena Andrews. Love,
Yeah.
love, so good. Kate Daniels, so good. Hidden Legacy, so
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I started reading urban fantasy. That was where I first kind of got
Same.
Mm.
into you
Hmm.
too. So all of us, yeah. And
Yeah.
what I love about it is like I actually love that it's the modern world because you don't have all that world building. I mean, world building is
Hmm.
nice, but it's like
Yeah.
there's a lot of work in world building, to
Yeah.
like get caught up. Sometimes you feel
Yeah.
like you're studying for a test, like the
Hmm.
Right.
beginning. I loved Crescent City, don't get me wrong, but like, oh my goodness gracious, it was,
Right.
100 pages of trying to understand what was going on.
Right.
But with urban fantasy, you just immediately fall right in, and it's
Yeah,
very
it
action
feels like the
packed.
best of both worlds because you have all these
Yes,
fantasy elements, but
supernatural. Yep, and fantasy.
yeah,
Yep.
you instinctually understand the world and the mechanisms because like that's also like very relatable. So it just
Mhm.
feels like the way you can get dropped into a story right from the beginning and immediately just go. It just feels like the best of both worlds for me.
Yeah, me too. Same way. So I
Yeah.
hope, just like you, Christine, that it blows up again. Comes
I
into
think it
the
will. And I
front
think so
Yeah.
many
forefront.
people who used to be writing urban fantasy, like we were kind of pressured into doing things that could be branded as romantasy. And I've talked to some other writers, I don't know if you have as well, Ivy, who are trying to bring this back by calling it like contemporary romantasy,
Oh,
um,
Oh,
and like
really?
kind of a different rebrand, like but I think it might happen on its own anyway, because I don't know, I feel like people are a little bit like they've had enough of they want
yeah.
something new a little bit.
Yeah.
And
They
and
want,
to
yeah. I
certain
felt the
You brought
same
me
way.
way
Like,
back.
what's
I'm
that?
like
like when I was,
thinking about the first urban fantasy like series I ever read was like H.P. Mallory. like the
What
Dulcie
did I?
O'Neill series.
I don't know
Oh,
that.
It's
I don't
like
know that one either.
15 books or something. I think it came out in like 2007
okay.
when urban fantasy was like just starting this like
Hmm.
Mhm.
massive rise.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's the fun thing I think
I
too
don't know.
about indie because I feel like the old school urban fantasy always had like the best, most delicious like interactions between like, the female MC and then her love interest, but there wasn't always a lot of payoff. Like there was,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it was always like, oh my gosh, like the juiciest banter and like all of this great tension, but then it sort of, never
This wasn't spicy.
breach,
It's,
yeah, what we
yes,
like
doesn't get
know and love
spicy.
about fantasy now. So I feel like,
Yeah.
as we like transition into, we start to meld different genres and we can start like having more payoff and having, all those things that we used to love about UF books, but we're like, but give me like the resolution. Let me see them
Hmm.
get together, like all of that stuff. Yeah. So I'm excited.
I love that payoff term. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
I wonder
Oh
if
yeah. You
I can't know.
have it.
No, I go straight to like, is it spicy?
No, that's what I call it
Allspicy,
too. Because to me, like payoff can be so different. Sometimes, like you read, I want to read like, 4 or 5 books of like really delicious tension. Because then that
Yes.
when you get to that payoff,
It's so
oh
good.
my gosh, it's epic. Yeah.
The money
It's
And
so
then
shot.
good.
sometimes, yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you need that payoff right from the get go to be invested in the story. So I feel like something about that, like, can always
I
get you
love
where you need
that.
to go.
I love that. But yeah, I mean, so urban fantasy, like typically the romance is like the subplot line, right? That's kind of the big
Yeah.
difference between
Yeah.
paranormal romance and urban fantasy.
Yeah.
But I have seen more recent urban fantasies get spicier. So hopefully
Yes.
that is
Yes.
like for
Yes.
that they have payoff.
Yes.
I
They
and
have payoff.
Yeah, I was
I like
reading
it.
both paranormal, like when I started off, I was reading both paranormal romance, like Cressley Cole, that's really spicy.
Mhm.
She's a
Oh,
fantastic
she's
writer.
great. She's
And
fantastic.
urban fantasy stuff. And a lot of it was like young adult urban fantasy, which obviously doesn't
Yeah.
have that much spice, but and then so I think in my writing it kind of did combine both of them. Like some of the earlier books they kept getting a little spicier as I was reading more of like Cressley Cole and Karen Marie Moning. I love her books a lot too.
Fever series,
Um
so good.
yeah. Um yeah, that's a fun blend.
Yeah, for sure. So we actually have I don't know if you guys know, we have Duranda Jones, who's big urban fantasy,
Yeah.
and Annabelle Chase coming to the signing.
Oh my gosh, so
Awesome.
So
exciting.
I'm actually reading one of Annabelle Chase's books right now. I can't put it
Are
down.
you? Is it
So
good?
good.
Which
Yeah, it's
one?
really good. It's the Crossroads Queen series. I'm in the second book.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and it's a
Oh,
oh,
this is the peen head, how
yeah,
she
the one I
describes
just did a
him.
post the other day where she was saying that a guy looked like a peen head. I'm not gonna say the whole word on here. An upside down peen head though. And I was just like doing one of those like trying to like and so I tend to like when I find something funny like that. I think I've done it with one of your books, Christine, City of Thorns. I'll do screenshots of something that I think is really funny and
Love,
underline it and drop it in the group, you know?
Nice.
And I
love
just
it.
well, it's a great way to because it's so fun and I want to share that. It's like a book bestie thing, like when you have that in a
Yeah,
community in a
yeah,
Facebook group, you
yeah.
know? But also it's a really great way to get the word out about an author's books
Yes,
because it's not like
yeah,
a standard promo. It is
yeah, yeah,
it is getting the word out, you know, but it's in a
Yeah.
yeah.
way that is fun. So yeah,
I think that's the
but
best way, that word of mouth, that thing you're excited about that
yeah,
you just can't wait to share with other people. Like, I think that is just nothing beats that at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
yeah, and where it doesn't look like an ad, you know, but it's getting
Right.
it out there. So,
Yeah.
The
anyways,
number of
but
times I'll fall for tropes or like one-liners in
oh
someone
yeah,
will do like a
Oh, yeah, yeah.
one-liner in a video and I'm like, well, there goes my TBR. Guess what I'm reading
Yeah,
next? Like,
sometimes the
yeah.
dedications too. Like one of my
oh,
girlfriends the other day
True.
sent me a screenshot of the dedication, and she's like,
Mhm.
I'm in," and it was like something like
Hilarious.
no dogs are killed in this book or something, something like that. But it was like the thing about the
Sold.
dog stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, that's pretty funny that someone did that.
Yeah.
But I've seen other dedications that are like like one sentence. They're like I really like this book, but if you don't, so sorry. Something like
Right.
that. You're just like, it's
There's some
really
hilarious
random.
dedications.
You're just, yeah, you're It's just like,
You're
what?
like, oh my God, that's Mom, don't read this. Like that sort
I
of stuff is
think
so funny.
I think one of the
Yeah.
funniest dedications I saw was somebody who he dedicated the book to his young children, and then he was like, without whom which this book would have been done a year earlier.
That's
That's
awesome.
great. I love it. I love it. Have you
Too
guys done
funny.
anything kind of funny or just kind of normal dedications in any of your stuff?
I always feel pressure to try and do something funny, but I don't think I'm just that funny. Like I usually
It's so
do.
funny.
I usually lean more like sentimental probably than like funny. I did a book at one point. I think we dedicated to COVID, and then we were like, just kidding, F you COVID or something like that. It was just weird crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I
that's
don't think
still
I
kind
have.
of appropriate.
Yeah.
You know? Like
At the time we
seriously,
were like, this is the
that was a
worst.
terrible time. That was
So
terrible.
bad.
So bad.
But yeah,
I
nothing
have a
witty.
book
I'm not that
that's
girl.
dedicated to my son because he actually genuinely came up with the character concept for a
Aw,
character who was half vampire and half fae. So he's
so
like, or
cute.
half incubus and half fae. And so he got credit for, he was like 5. I don't know why he knew what an incubus
Oh.
was, but
Because his mom is a badass. That's why.
I'm sort of
Heather has
impressed because
entered the chat. Christine,
what's that?
Heather has entered the chat.
Oh
Heather
yeah.
Beck. Oh yeah.
She dropped about 10 questions for you.
Oh nice.
All right. Well, let's get some questions then. You're looking at so we
Yeah.
can't like I didn't tell you guys before the live, but because the way we're streaming, you can't see the comments in the stream, which is really
Oh,
it's a
okay.
bummer. That's why you guys aren't seeing any comments. But
I'm a
I've
comment
never.
reader.
This
yeah,
is
that's
my
why
first
Holly's
live, so I didn't know any better. So
this is
Oh,
your first
welcome.
live for
yeah,
like first live ever?
like
Like
ever. Yeah.
Wow.
Ever. Yeah. Usually I'll record like a video. If I post an update, I'll record a video and post it. But I've never done a live anywhere. Yeah. So you guys are
Oh,
my
I feel very special.
I am so
first.
like, no, you have no idea. I'm just like, I'm so, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I'm so like,
Yeah.
oh wow. Like, not only did you say that you're coming to FanGrrl in 2026, you're like, I don't know what signings I'm gonna go in 2026, but I know I'm going to FanGrrl. I
No,
was
I
like,
was like, listen, because I hate. There's nothing worse than like I think even as a reader, I feel like I approach so much of this just as a reader. Like, what would push me? What would send me spiraling? And there's nothing worse than like being excited to see someone, and then them having to
Mhm.
cancel. I mean, like shit
Yeah,
happens. I've had to do it,
stuff
but
happens.
the
Yeah.
way that I will literally do everything I can possibly do to not ever do that. So I was like, listen, we're committed. We know for sure we've got that on the plate. I don't know that we're doing anything else, but we are doing that, like for sure. So
So
yeah.
I love it. Thank you. That was so awesome.
It's
That
gonna
Thank
be so
you.
good.
So yeah.
was so
Okay,
amazing.
so a couple of questions for you. I don't know whether to call you CN or Christine. So,
Either one, either one.
okay. I should have asked that before we started and didn't
I
even
should have
think about it.
too.
I
I
was
dropped it.
so
I
like,
normally ask.
I
No.
couldn't even get it together. Okay, so if you had to pick 2 books, so it doesn't have to be the same series, can be totally different series, totally different like genre, for beginners, which 2 would you recommend?
Ooh.
Okay.
Um, I think it would be Avalon Tower. I guess I would recommend the 2 most popular series. And you kind of asked earlier what was the 2 most popular series, and I
Yeah.
think I went
Yeah.
on a tangent and never answered the question or
I
something.
know.
But it would be Avalon Tower and Frost. And I guess I would I mean, I think though it's kind of fun to read the books that other people have read because then you can talk about them. But
Mhm.
also I'm assuming that because have got um those are so popular that people might like them the best. I don't know. And yeah, so I don't know if you've seen this, Ivy, but like, well, your new series is doing super well. But I found like, so Frost um, took off from the start. It was like super successful from the start, and that was amazing. And then Avalon Tower was like when I released book one, it was like I felt like it bombed. It didn't do
Yeah.
anywhere. Like I
Mm.
used to always, all my books would go into the top 100, and like I just assumed that would continue. And then
Mhm.
the book one kind of bombed until I got until I completed the series, and then all of a sudden it took off, and like book
Yeah,
three did
yeah.
like amazingly.
Yeah.
That feels like a new thing to me, where maybe
Yeah.
people are um
Yep.
they don't want to read a series that's not completed because they know there's probably going to be cliffhangers, and then B, maybe it's like that people are waiting for the word of mouth, and that can take a really long time to build.
Yeah.
But now it's sticking really well, so that's good. Like it's,
Yeah.
but it feels
We
like a
like it.
change. Yeah, it feels like a
Yeah.
change in the industry, where it's like it used to just be like it used to be that if book one doesn't do well, then like you're screwed. And
Yeah,
now
you're
it
fucked.
feels like
Yeah.
that's not the case anymore. Like you can bring it back later on.
Yeah, I think I've had the same experience. And I also, so for me, like my first book ever just exploded in this really like unanticipated. I mean, it's what you hope as a writer, but you don't always just assume it's going to happen. So I feel like I have felt like I'm chasing that level
Hmm.
of success with every book I write, and having to understand that success with each book in each series can just look so very different from
Hmm.
the one before.
Yes.
There really is no set there's no formula, there's no set pattern. So for me, I thought the same thing with Spark the Flames. It came out, and same experience. I've always like broken into top 100, and I've always, I've been very, very lucky with that. And so my last probably two or three releases, that hasn't happened. And I was like, well, we're done. We're screwed. Nobody's going to ever read me again. Like, so when Spark the Flames came out, and it also sort of, it was steady, but it
Hmm.
wasn't doing anything crazy. And I've heard that, like, different companies have been messing with their algorithms. So even, we're measuring ourselves by a bar that just doesn't exist anymore because they're
Hmm.
constantly changing it on us.
Yeah.
Um, but I thought the same thing. I thought, well, if it's not killing it in 2 weeks, then I've just invested in a series that nobody's going to read. So, but it's definitely picked up
Hmm.
momentum, and it's definitely, I couldn't be any happier with what it's doing now. But yeah, I've felt the same thing. And I personally think it's because readers are just so voraciously like consuming and reading and looking for like the next thing that's going to give them everything that they need. And
Hmm.
so if there isn't multiple books out, then sometimes they're like, okay, I have that, but I'm not going to dive into it yet. I need more. So I feel like we're seeing a lot with books, like when the second and the third come out, or when there's multiple, that things start to pick up. That seems to be what's happening. I've seen the same thing. Yeah.
We changed over. We don't binge Netflix shows anymore. We're binging book series.
Yes. Yeah.
It's true.
And
It's
I feel
true.
like it
It's
ebbs
true.
and flows too, like and different genres, suddenly will take off, and then people are like, okay, I'm overwhelmed with that, or I want something new. And then suddenly you never know what direction it can go.
And then you end up with
So
that.
yeah. Same girl. We shipped like a whole shipping container from the US to India. It's supposed to come here like close to end of September. And the way that half that container is books, like it's not even a joke. My husband was like, "Girl, are you for real?" And I was like, "No, because when I was younger, I like going to Barnes and Noble, going to a bookstore and buying like a new hardback and going through like the genres and all of that was such a treat." And when my husband did his master's in Scotland, and so when I moved over there, I was a poor broke girl and could not afford to ship books. And so I ended up like selling off my tiny little like, acquired library, and it was so heartbreaking. So when we moved this time, he was like, do you really want to take all these? And I was like, that is the stupidest question you have ever asked me. Like, yes, they are all coming. Every single one. So yeah.
Do you know what? That when I moved so I lived in the UK for 8 years, and when I moved back, I also couldn't bring. I gave away most of my books,
Yeah.
but the one I kept, which I still have downstairs because I'm packing to move again, I kept the all-inclusive George Orwell book that
Oh,
has like
fun.
all of his
Yeah,
novels in it. That was like, I'm taking that one with me.
very cool. Yeah. There's always those
I
little
did
Like
treasures.
prize
Yeah.
collection that
when
comes
I
on the carry-on. Like,
I was one of those that was really like resistant to getting an e-reader, right? I had a Nook
Mm.
first, and then I
Oh,
became a Kindle. I was really resistant to it. I was like, I'm never not going to read a paperback. Like this is what I read.
right.
And my husband kept coming, like he kept saying, Rebecca, you need to try it. You need to try it. You need to try it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fine. So finally he drugged me into Barnes and Noble, and I got a Nook, and it was a game changer, man. I
So
loved it. Like
nice.
I'm like, I
So
could read in
nice.
the shower. Like I could put it on the
Yeah.
shower ledge, you know. I was,
So
I can read it
awesome.
anywhere, you know. It's so
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Well, so then I came home and I'm like, I have all these books. I'm never going to be reading paperbacks anymore. This is what I told myself at the
Right.
time. I'm
Yeah.
never going to be reading paperbacks anymore. So, what I do with all these books, and I didn't realize that people did like what this one over here is doing. The Holly does,
Yes.
the shelves.
Yes.
I didn't even
Yeah.
have the Facebook group back then. So I
Yeah.
took them all and I donated them to the library. And now, like
Oh,
I'm happy.
bless you.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I took them all to the
no. You're
library,
like,
and
no.
now I'm like, what did I do?
Should
But
have.
somebody got to read them,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
nice.
Passed on the love. Yeah. No, so
But
when we moved overseas, I was the same e-reader. And then like when the apps came on the phone, I was like, this is freaking heaven. And it
yeah.
wasn't until I published my first book and like actually, had some book money where I was like, oh, shelf trophies, we're doing it. Like
Hmm.
that was my dream, like the
No.
big office and the big wall of shelves. And just like the way that I will simp over every special edition. Actually, CN, I just got an ad on my thing, I think a couple weeks ago, that was for your special editions. I was like,
Oh,
those
nice.
edges! Yeah, the way that I'm out of
Oh,
control, like completely out of control, and not even sorry at all for it at all. So yeah, I get my bookshelves in, I think Monday. I'll have to like post pictures, but I'm so excited.
yes.
Yeah, my office here in India is like the most gigantic thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And the way that I've been living for decorating this space is just, it's everything. I'm so excited
That's
about it. So
awesome.
yeah.
That is
So
awesome.
yeah.
Well, I'm slowly working on mine back up, but you can see
Get
it's kind of pathetic, but
it?
I'm slowly doing it. I'll get there. So
We're about to move into a new house. And that's
Congrats.
the main thing I want is like a ton of shelf space
Yes.
for bookshelves.
Yeah.
And Nick is talking about, and my kids are excited for this idea, having like a trick bookshelf that's actually a door.
Ooh,
That would
fun.
be
um,
so
Yes.
cool.
Love that.
that'd be
but
super cool.
so much of my shelf space now is my own books, and I'm trying to keep, because I don't have enough space, but I'm trying to keep one of every translation, like
Yeah.
French or whatever, and then I'm trying to keep one of each special edition.
Oh,
But then I'm like, I do, and yeah, like I have 45
yeah.
books, so
Yeah.
That's a lot.
then I don't have anyone else's books, so I need room for that.
Yeah. Yeah. You need the biggest office ever. Are you gonna like deck out your new house?
Yeah, it's so the house is from 1871, and
Oh, wow.
it looks like a witch house. It's got like it's very gothic
I'm
looking.
not
It's got like
surprised.
Oh my
it's
gosh,
got a
that's
I'm
so
not
tower.
surprised
funny.
at all.
That's so
Sorry,
awesome.
I'm just totally. We actually had a question for you. So I'm not. I'm going to go back to that in a second. But
Okay.
one of our questions was, what do you like best about New England folklore? Because like you get
Oh,
really into, yeah, which is
Yes.
great. But tell us about your witch house. We want to hear all
Yes.
about
um, yeah, so
it.
it looks like a Tim Burton house. Like and I'm
Yeah.
excited for like the tower room, and it's got a but what I'm gonna do is, so when I this the house I'm in right now is from 1919, so it's not quite as old, but I will
So
research the
old.
house that yeah, I'll research the houses that I live in. So I haven't researched the new one yet. This house had a World War I veteran who sued the government um,
Mm.
because of the conditions that he was kept in during World War I, and he got
Oh
the
gosh.
Spanish flu. During the pandemic. I got really weird, and I was like, I need to know everything about the people who lived here before, because like we couldn't leave the
I
house.
love that.
um,
I love
That's
that.
hysterical.
but yeah, so I've always want to know about like who was here before, like did anyone die in the house, and I've had so many seances in my life, and never once has anything happened. Like, well, okay, I have one ghost story. This was in my in-laws'
I'm here
apartment
for it. It's Saturday
in
night. Let's do it. Let's hear it.
in in Vermont, and I'd never been to that. They had like a second apartment near where my father-in-law worked, and I'd never been there before, and Nick and I went down there to get our vaccines, and we were in their apartment. And I was like, this is audibly haunted. Like there was like it sounded like there was moaning, there was like banging, there was like
Crazy.
rattling chains and all this stuff. But I'm like, it's probably nonsense. It's probably just an old place. And then I asked his parents about, like, I sent them a text. I was like, this place seems haunted. They didn't write back. But then I saw them in person and I was like, why does it seem haunted? And Nick's mom turned to his dad and was like, should we tell them? And I was
Oh
like,
my
tell
gosh,
me
terrifying.
what? And it turned out that in the 1950s, there was a family who lived there. They were, it was like a pastor from the church, and there was a teenage boy, and his mom was like, you need to practice the piano. And he didn't want to practice the piano, and he killed her with an axe. So
Wow,
that
that
was like the
escalated.
house that did escalate. Yeah. So that was how sounded audibly haunted.
Damn, crazy.
But yeah, New England folklore,
Wow.
there's so much.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
sure.
I could go on a whole tangent, but I'll just pick one thing, and that is that so I'm obsessed with like New England cemetery stones are my favorite cemetery stones in the
Yeah.
world.
Mm.
And in the town that I'm from, there's stones that go back to the 1600s, and they have like skull, crossbones, hourglass. It says Memento Mori, which is the name of our first series, things like that. And then, but the weirdest thing is that some of them have like Puritan minister's head, like he's
Oh,
wearing like a Puritan cap and Puritan collar, and then beneath him is just rows and rows of giant tits.
what?
Yes.
I
And there's all
of
these.
all the
I
places
did
you could
not
have
see that
gone, that
coming.
was not one.
That's not what I was expecting.
That is
No.
amazing.
I did not see that coming at all.
Why?
Well, so there's all these
Wow.
theories about it. Like some people like maybe they're figs, maybe it's a gourd, but they like really look like giant boobs with
Oh
nipples.
my gosh,
And
how
the
funny.
theory is that it represents the divine milk of God. Like it represents the divine milk of God. But it was some guy carving stone who was like, I want to see boobs. Like I feel like it was that simple. Like they
I was like,
found a
are they
reason.
trolling the Puritan dude? They're like, you got a
What is
mustache
going
and some
on?
boobs.
Yes.
That's what we're doing here.
Yeah. Like, why are you doing
And
Oh
this?
a
my
bean on your
goodness.
face, hidden in your hair.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. Oh my gosh, too
So they found a
funny.
way. Men will find a way to make it happen.
Legit.
Oh my goodness.
See,
Wow.
Okay.
so I'm gonna sneak this question in. So I know that it's 384 days away. I get that.
The
But
signing, not Christmas. Sorry, no,
no, definitely,
it's just
definitely the signing.
technically we count down Christmas, right? Sorry.
Oh,
Okay,
I have a
anyways,
countdown on my phone for all like the signings that I'm
I
as
love
if this
it.
were my phone and
that's
I'm not
awesome.
looking at it.
I
For all the signings I'm attending.
Oh, you know what?
Um,
I have a countdown for when tickets go on sale, and they already started going on sale, and I need to change it to when the signing
yes,
is. I will do that
Right. Oh
tomorrow.
my gosh,
384 days.
funny.
I will do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll
Um,
be on the homepage. All right.
so will you have an any FanGrrl exclusive signing? Because both of you have done some stunning special editions that are like the perfect shelf trophies.
Yeah, I always try to do like really special stuff for each signing. So I can't say officially like what, because sometimes it changes. But yeah,
Fair.
I'll definitely always have pretties that are like special and you just get there. And usually I'll try to open stuff up publicly like down the road. But yeah, always.
Hold
I'm
on one sec.
obsessed. Like,
Yeah. I can't
I'm
stop
obsessed
sleeping
just
and
with
getting caught up
pretties.
with
So
the
like
kids
being
thing.
able to, I feel
Okay,
like back in
I'm
the
on a video
day.
thing. Wait.
Oh
Hold
my
on.
God, do it.
Hold on, my son.
Sweet
My son's
baby.
sleeping.
Hi, bud.
This
Oh, is he
I'll be in
tired?
2 minutes, okay?
Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that.
the
Oh
moment
no,
that
Arcane is just like they're so
Oh,
incredible. So, and I feel like back in the day, you had to wait
So pretty.
for like a book box to think you were cool enough in order to get like some special editions out. And then, you know, indies started realizing they could do them, like do it themselves. So
Yeah.
I feel like I am really like just so lucky because I get the best of both worlds. I have
That's okay.
like some book boxes who pick stuff up and do pretties, and then I get to do them as well, like, and kind of, you know, do whatever I feel like fits a series. So yeah, I'll definitely have some pretties. So yeah.
The So
Oh,
I
so
have
excited.
Order of Scorpions, and I already had it when I went to a Polycon and you partnered to do the special edition there.
Uh,
And I think that's probably one of my most like regrettable things that
oh,
I
did
did
you
not get
did you
another
not get
copy
it?
of it
I hear that
because
so often. Yeah, people are
every
like,
time
gosh,
I
I should
see
have
it,
bought
I'm
that
like,
book.
it's so pretty.
It's
It's so pretty.
so pretty. That was my first experience. Like, I mean, I had worshipped Arcane and Mystic like for so long. They do such incredible special editions.
Yeah,
And there's a fair amount of like book boxes and subscription services now that you're just like, holy shit, like
it's
how is
insane.
that my book? It's so good. But that was like my first like experience with Arcane, and the way that because I didn't know if it was going to be like character art on the cover, if it was going to be, you know, more like object based cover. And when they sent me over the artwork for the character, the way that I like squealed an inhuman, like excited noise, it was just so gorgeous. And yeah, I just am always
That's
like, oh,
awesome.
they kill it in every way, every time. So
They
I
do
good.
will
really beautiful books.
I will
So
find it on
pretty.
resale somewhere. I will.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
I think, listen, when my container shows up in India, I may have an extra one. I may have. I'll look. Because they usually
Oh,
send you like a couple extras, and so once you like pass out to the besties, I think I may have one or two. So I'll let you know.
I'll, Rebecca, I'll send you a screenshot of this book. It's truly insane.
yes, please do. That sounds
It was,
awesome.
Absolutely.
yeah, it was one of those that like they didn't really post any covers or anything. They just said like what it was, and I was like, okay, I already own a
Yeah.
copy. Like
Yeah.
I went a little crazy about a Polycon. I said, I don't,
As you do.
I'm gonna behave
Yeah.
myself. And then I saw it, and I was like,
Yeah.
but yes. Okay, wait. Two books that you would recommend.
Me. Okay. So Spark the Flames is going to be like the front runner
Yes.
there, just because I think it's like the newest, most exciting thing. Like the new baby is always like the most
Hmm.
exciting one. That's horrible to say, like as a mom, but
But it's
um
also really, really good. Like it's
right.
fantastic. So
Thank
there's
you.
that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So that one I think is a really good, just I feel like it's got like a mixed bag of everything. So I love, love, love writing. Um I feel like a badass MC or FMC or like a strong female like leading lady. I that is like what I love to read, what I love to write. But I feel like my characters, it's like how I see women. So it's not just snark and banter. It's not just like witty comebacks and like the ability to kick ass. It's also just like the ability to also just be really emotionally vulnerable and just encompassing all the things that I think women encompass, which is, you know, you've got the badassery, but you also have like the love, the care, the vulnerability, like all of those things. So I feel like Spark the Flames is just a great introduction into like incredible, like different worlds and paranormal stuff, but the world doesn't feel overly complicated. You can kind of just dive right in from the get-go.
Hmm.
And I feel like that book is also, it's very fast paced. Like it's in your
It
face
is
right from the jump,
super
and
fast
then it
paced.
doesn't let you go until you hit the end and you're like, what the hell have you done? So, and then the second one, because I write a lot of white shoes and then I write like MF.
Yes.
So if Spark the Flames is like our MF lead, then for white shoes, I'd probably lean towards Order of Scorpions. It's a little darker, but it's more like fantasy. So I think just, you know, to get an idea of
Yeah.
how I like to do fantasy and then how I like to do like, you know, more paranormal urban fantasy, like those are good like introductories into how I
Okay.
like to write, how I like to tell a story.
That's awesome. super cool. And so funny about Spark the Flames, when I actually, when I pick up a lot of books these days, I don't read the blurbs.
I
I don't,
never
I like to go in
same.
blind, like completely blind. And I
Same.
know you've written Why Choose before, right? So
Yeah.
I'm reading Spark the Flames. And at the beginning, I'm thinking, is this a Why Choose? Is it going to go to
Yeah.
a Why Choose? Like, cause there's a couple different male characters, like all the guys
Yeah.
coming to get her and taking her away. So I'm
Yes.
thinking, oh, is this going to, and then I figured out, obviously as was going on, it was
Yeah.
MF.
It's so funny you say that because when I first started writing this series, I actually intended for it to be a Why Choose series.
I could see
I
that.
actually have a different version of this book that is like pretty much Why Choose. Like I had it set up in a very different kind of way, but then as I was writing, when it came to Asen and her, like the way that connection just like leaped to the forefront. And as I was going, I was like, I don't think I can make a Why Choose. Like it just, the way it felt in my brain, like their story. And I felt like if I was trying to piece other things in, it just didn't feel right. So I ended up going back like to the very beginning and rewriting it as an MF. And I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I trusted that instinct because it was right. It was the right
It
story.
works.
And
It's
yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah, that's
So yeah.
that's great.
So that's funny. You're like, where are you going with this? And in the beginning, I didn't know. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, you guys, so we only have a couple minutes left. So is there any kind of
Already?
news or anything? I know it's gone by fast, hasn't it? Any news or anything that you want to share with latest that's going on? Anything happening? I know there's stuff going on, Ivy, that you can't talk about yet. But like, what's your latest project or anything that you want to mention while
Yeah,
we are?
so
Yeah.
okay, the big one is that like talking about special editions, Aurora Crate has a special edition that you can order now for Spark the Flames, and it's so gorgeous. So that's probably the first thing. And then just updates when it comes to my projects, because I've got some books that I pushed back, like way back. Sorry about that, guys. I'm definitely working on The Claim. I'm working on Into Their Den. And then obviously book 2 in The Secret of a Siphon. So I don't have dates yet. As soon as I do, I will let you know. But all of those things are coming. So yeah.
Awesome.
First off,
All
I've
right.
never heard of Spox, and you just introduced me to something new. Second, I just pulled this up, and I am in awe.
No, the way that it's so gorgeous. And the nice thing about Aurora Crate, and one of the things that I love, is it's not a subscription based. Like you can just buy what you want to buy when you want to buy. And their editions, like I literally have goosebumps talking about it. Like they're so pretty. They're so good. They're so good. So if you haven't heard of Aurora Crate, you should check them out because I think they have I think Melissa Rorick's got some stuff they've got going. They literally just churn out the prettiest books, and you don't have to be a subscriber. You can just buy what you want to buy, which is so nice because
Which
there's
I
a
love.
lot of subscription stuff out there, and sometimes that can be a little crazy. So yeah, you just get what you want, and they're gorgeous. Everything they do is gorgeous. So yeah.
Yeah. Also, I have no idea how the balloons happened.
I was trying to figure that out. I was like, that is so cool. How do I do that? I want to have balloons.
I love
I'm
it.
wondering if it was like the peace sign or something, because I know that like it is.
Oh, there
If
it
you
goes.
hold up a
Yeah.
peace sign, okay. Because I
Oh,
know I
that's
can do it
so
with
Oh
the
no,
when
what
I do
happens
the
happens?
if
hearts.
oh, that doesn't do
Oh, it
anything.
just does
It doesn't do
it.
anything.
That
Nothing's
is so
happening for
Yeah.
cool.
me.
If if you just like hold the hearts,
Oh, I
it'll.
know. Wait a minute. I
That
can't,
is
like,
hilarious.
mine's not working at all. What's wrong? Mine's
You
broken.
gotta you gotta hold it
Try
for
to
a
like peace
minute.
sign next to
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
that's so cool.
Is it because you're like the host?
Oh,
I know.
maybe. No, it was doing the heart.
Oh, it says
That's
Oh,
turn on
cool.
reactions to express yourself with a hand gesture. Go to control center, tap video effects and
Do
reactions.
mine.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
not doing that
oh
right
my gosh.
now.
Oh, there we go.
Apparently, that's
It's
something
like,
I
what
need
kind of hand
to
gestures are we talking about here?
it
Yeah,
feels
I
like
tried
it.
this and it didn't do anything.
I was like, that was
That's so
wild.
cool.
Okay.
That's
A
awesome.
vulgar
Too
gesture. She
funny.
made a vulgar gesture.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Cian, how about you? What do you got going on? What's cooking?
We have they're working on a graphic audio of Avalon Tower. So they're in the casting stages of that. And yeah, I'll be off soon.
10 o'clock.
I'll be off soon.
Jake's
Okay.
downstairs.
Nick is complaining. Um
She did not let me do this.
okay. And all right, I'm making too much noise. I have to go soon. And I'm working on a spin-off of Avalon Tower. And that one is and a spinoff of the Frost series. So those are both, I'm aging up my characters a little bit. Those are both characters who are in their 30s. And
Fun.
yeah, those are fun.
All right. Sounds
That's
awesome.
exciting.
Okay. All right, you guys. Well, this has been great. Thank you so much. Like,
Thank you,
it's been amazing.
ladies.
Thanks so much.
Seriously, thank
Seriously.
you.
And we're going to post on YouTube so people can watch it
Okay,
after the fact. I'll share the link with you guys. You can post it in your
perfect.
groups and all that jazz. So,
Awesome.
all right. So,
Awesome.
Holly, you have to end the
Thank
stream, and
you.
just everyone hang tight until she's done,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then we're
Bye.
good.